The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space, we began our story creating a small settlement. We then moved to a new area under the watchful eye of the king. After gaining the king's approval, we then began cultivating Shady Acres. This was the end of Chapter 1. As we began Chapter 2, we started creating our third new town. We also began our first side story, focusing on a citizen named Cody Stone. We then went back to our main city and continued growing it. We practiced our traffic management by providing people with ways to get to their destinations in multiple cities around the world. We continued growing our population, created a shopping center, and our transportation network ended up earning us a bit of money over time. For our next side story, we traveled to another brick in the mall to create a shopping center focused on a fast food restaurant within our city. After getting close to going bankrupt, we then traveled to a new place, learning different food recipes and starting our new restaurant. We continued growing the city by adding multiple tree farms up on a hill, more to our education system, and also general population growth, like a new neighborhood. We then took 50 days to build up a trading card shop. We continued to grow our population. We also moved around the different types of industries we had close to the downtown area. And we also bought up more map tiles so that we could move our main industrial area further away from the downtown area. Our second to last side story took us to Hitman: Word of Assassination. In Hitman, we followed Agent 47 as he took out wanted people within our city. We then went to Prison Architect to create our city's prison that would be strong enough to hold 600 prisoners and Agent 47, the most dangerous hitman our town has seen. After the city's prison was completed, we then watched Agent 47 complete his final mission, which ended up with him getting caught and thrown into prison. When we went back to our city of Shady Acres, we noticed that multiple new map tiles that we bought in the last City Skylines stream were too much for income, resulting in us constantly losing money to the point where we had negative $10 million in the bank. This issue was slowly fixed by me off-stream. We then added to the city by making a hospital, upgrading our service and transportation areas, making a high school and city park, row housing to finish off downtown area, and we also moved our farming to 2 different new farmlands, the first of which we created a small town around. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. We are in Chapter 2, The Modern Era. Today we are playing another brick in the mall. We had just connected in the second road into our parking lot, which has now attracted more people coming in. So we should be making more money overall. Now, things that we were doing was slowly increasing this up to 11 lanes, which we have to get the foundation all the way to this corner. And then add in, what's this, like 7 more? That should be it for this. It's making some profit. Who doesn't have enough? You don't have enough. So we need a third person in that register. And that is the grocery store. So let's hire one more cashier. Oh, this unlocked. I don't know when we did this, but unlock and buy new road access to have more job locants to choose from. Oh, so every time we add another road access, we get more people to look at. Okay, that's cool. Do we only do 2 people per day, per hour? Yes, we do. Shift planning. So now that's 3 people each hour. We have our stock clerks offset a little bit. They should be able to keep up, just 1 person. We have a little bit of a stock room. How's our fast food doing? It's doing alright. And our main store is doing the most profit. Which, of course it is, because it's selling 5 of everything. It also has the only bathroom in this area, so we're going to have to add a bathroom somewhere over here. In our main outside mall. Let's get rid of that. So, how much would it be? Oh, we need more parking. Okay, we're going to ignore what I was just about to say, and put in all the new parking. We're going to do 1 extra row. We might as well set up a 4th row. Oh, that's right, we have a loan too. Now, it looks like we're paying it off, though. Is that actually a thing? Do we pay it off? We do pay it off. Now this is to get a new loan. So this is the one that we currently have. But looking at this, I guess it does have a set amount of days. So after 100 days, that loan will be completely paid off, including interest. But we can pay it off now if we had that money. I just clicked pay off early. And somehow it's gone. But we didn't have... We didn't have that money, so I don't know how we just paid it off. A little confused there, but alright. Oh, yeah, we did have the amount. Okay. We're not in the fastest speed, so let's put it in the fastest speed. We now have an extra $20,000, which pretty much just gave us back the money we just paid on the loan. And that was for having 200 customers at once on this area. People are complaining about not having enough food. So we apparently need more cashiers in this area, in this fast food restaurant. Just right here. Staff. Cashier. Now we are doing a 24-hour building here, so we need 3 people. Get them all set up. So in the next reset of time, they will have 3 people. Or 2 people. You're done. You're getting worked on. You are getting worked on. This doesn't have enough lines, apparently, so we'll have to look at that in a little bit. We have rats somewhere. Oh, yeah, we do. Look at that. It's because our builders are being currently used right now. So they're going to spread for a little bit. I'm actually okay with that for now. Because I think building this area is more important than getting rid of the rats. Should we go up to having 4 builders at once? I'm debating on if we should. We can now add in the next 2 rows of parking. Have them getting that done. Next question should start over here. The next set of builders once they come in. Now I'm gonna get rid of this to see if it pops up again for this store. This one should do better. It might not do, you know, enough. We may need more cashiers. But we should be doing better than we did before. Regardless. They choose weird systems of building here. The rats are getting out of hand a little bit there. Trying to stay zoomed out so that you guys don't hear the building noise constantly. Which, let me check and make sure. Yeah, the game volume is going through. Alright, they're almost done this row here. It doesn't seem like this needed more people. It might have been just a, no, this is viral outbreak. I think we just had like a holiday that more people came in for. I don't think we actually had an issue. And we can't put the parking against this road until it's completely built. We can put parking here, But I kind of want to wait for the entire road to be built before we start adding more parking spaces. And I think after they build this area, we won't put the more parking spaces in just yet. And we'll let them take care of the rats first. Now, who? Where are all of our people? We should have people here. I guess because it's the viral outbreak that we don't have anyone... No, now they're there. What the heck? I don't know what that was about. Yeah, these rats are getting pretty bad. Hopefully they can finish this within the next day. Because having rats does make people want to come here less, which will affect our profits. Okay, they're almost done. Now that it's 2 people working on this route, they should get it done before the end of the day. And then probably the next shift of workers or builders will come up here and do this. We do have them coming over to do it, but they might not be able to take it completely out. And I won't add the next rows of parking before they do this, or else they will skip over the rats. Which I'm actually glad that they do the building first compared to doing the rats first, because that would be annoying. The moment you get one rat, they would run away from where they're building instead of finishing it. Okay, they're pretty much done. Except for the few at the door. There we go. Let's get the next few rows of parking. Now, apparently I don't have enough money for that, so let's pause and do it in sections that I can build. And then we'll just go into a negative amount of money while they're making this. I don't know, I'm glad to see that the parking spaces prioritize being vertical compared to horizontal, because if I were to put parking on this side of the road, they would be horizontal facing to the left instead of up and down. And it seems like when you have a road there, it always prioritizes being this direction, which is what I like. Now you are the grocery store, you're done. You are this store. And you do have quite a lot of people here, so let's hire... 6 people, so we have 2 more cashiers per hour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Planning. 2 people there, 4 people here, and that should be the correct amount without doing any math. Everything should change over now. We should get extra people. You go, you go. You can go now. Apparently we still don't have enough people. And you are the fast food restaurant, so let's put an extra cashier on there. We only need 3 people for this one. 1, 2, 3. Planning. Now that is almost all of our registers. We have 1 more register we can fill. Let's get rid of that, get rid of this. Get rid of this. And we can get rid of these. This is upcoming vote in 10 days. I will allow it. And rats. Here again at the trash can. Do we not have enough janitors? Maintenance center. Planning. We have 3 janitors at all times. Let's put another 1 janitor. 1, 2... They all look pretty bad, so let's go with this one. Oops, still mean to hire. And then let's put them in here. So now we will have 4 janitors, which should help us out. The 4 of them won't start until 8 a.m. They're almost done all the parking down here. which means we should be starting to bring in big profits. Now we can spend extra time trying to connect in the other two spaces here, because we do have all the research unlocked. There's nothing else to do here. So all we have to do is connect them into a road system, which I'm thinking a very large roundabout, in a way. I mean, it's two-directional, so it's not really a roundabout. A ring road would be a better name for it. So we're gonna sit here and watch the parking lot here for a minute. We are having issues again at the grocery store, which we don't have any more space for registers, so we're gonna ignore that. This we do have more space for, which right now all the registers are taken out for some reason. So that means people are gonna switch over and leave. I think we're going to be fine just ignoring this. There is a Morpeko in chat. Now, I didn't hear Firebot go off at all for that, and Firebot is turned on, so I'm not sure why it didn't work. It's a little weird. But anyway, we're about to get the amount of money. Oh, we apparently got a daily profit of over 20,000, so we got an extra 30,000 for that. That should be enough to do all this foundation. It is not. Can I do the trick where we do a little bit and then add more in? I can do the trick. Look at that. So now we're going to have the building prepared, but we won't be able to add anything to it until we make a profit throughout the day. We shouldn't have got too far into the negative. Maybe like 10,000 negative, 20,000 negative, something like that. We do have to be careful how far we do go into negative, because there is a bankruptcy fail in this game, which we learned when we did the fast food restaurant side story a while back. Okay, so we do still have some money, so we got enough profit while doing that we can continue building more of this. Now, doing the carpet doesn't take that much money. Doing the bowling lanes do take a lot of money, or does take a lot of money. Now, I'm going to put in some extra stuff in here. I think we should have some toys. There are construction toys. Is there a second type of toys? That's the question. Game consoles, I guess, would count as a toy. So let's put in a few shelves here. That's going to also mean that we need to put in a regular register. And apparently I don't have the money to buy that. So let's do a sign. Bowling alley. We'll get the rest of this built in. We're going to need one regular register. And apparently we don't have enough toilets. So we're having all kinds of issues. Now... fast food again? Really? Another thing that we could do to try and help with people not having enough registers to go to is looking at the graph that each store has. And the graph... if I go to grocery store... the graph down here tells you when the most people are coming in. Now this graph isn't too good for our example here. So let's see what the main store has. The main store has a relatively different graph. So you can see here that they only really want 6 people working registers here. But in this portion of time, they would really benefit from having 7 people. So we don't need 7 people throughout the entire day, but just 7 people here. And every time you add in 1 person throughout the entire day, the graph doesn't really change. We apparently made 100,000 sales. The graph doesn't change, the numbers just go up. So if we had 7 people here at all times, this would turn into an 8, and the graph would still look the same. But if we make it so that there's a 7th person only here, which I think would require 2 people to cover up the entire time, the graph wouldn't change. The numbers wouldn't change down here. I think this would always be 6, but this would go up to an 8 because it says max amount of people at the top. It's just another way of micromanaging the stores. I prefer to just have them be the same amount of people, and then we just ignore them saying they don't have enough registers. It's going to say that for a while until we have more buildings for them to go and shop at. So obviously our grocery store is going to make a lot of money right now and have a lot of customers, not enough registers, because that's the only grocery store we have. When we have more types of stores to look through, they will spread out more and not only focus on that area. Now we should have enough money after getting those tasks done that we can just go ahead and fill in the rest of these. So let's put in a couple registers. This would be like you won the tickets or some type of thing. So we're gonna put in 2 of each. I'm then going to put a single register right here. And we need to hire a cashier for the bowling alley if I can. Now I think the cashier might work here as well. So let's do a self-checkout instead. And if we need to later on, we will add in another cashier. Toys and games. Construction toys. And then down here we want electronics and appliances. Now, normally they would have 2 different types of things here. So I'm going to do game consoles and MP3 players. Then at the very bottom, I want to add in our first arcade machines. So we're going to want an ATM for them to win stuff. I'll put a vending machine down here. Now, I want to know which way these are rotated. It looks like this is the correct way. And we'll put an arcade cabinet. Now, this is not what I meant before. That is going to unlock the next game in our side story. These are just going to be regular arcade games, pinball machines there. We're going to do a bigger store that has arcade games and stuff. We're actually going to make an arcade room, which isn't especially building, but we're going to make a room with a bunch of arcade machines and stuff. Okay, so if we go ahead and we ignore everything here, 5 days until the next vote, which we're just going to allow them to have. We're not even going to pay to fight it. When we get to the next day, we're going to see what store they want the most next. Now, I think they said the next non-retail store that they kept wanting was a bar. But we'll wait a little bit to do that. I think they wanted a drugstore. So we could copy this building and build it yet again. And I think that's what I'm going to do. This is 19 by 14. So if we go this way, 19 by 14 there. I do not want them to go here. I want that wall to stay. We may make this smaller. Because I think for it to be a drugstore, they wanted health and beauty. For a pharmacy, they want drugs. We could make this a smaller store, just being this small area here. I don't know how many things are in health and beauty, so we're not going to do that. What I do want to get in here first is the registers. Now, I don't think they go through the wall to get in here, so they're not going to build anything, but I just want to know where everything has to be set. There, here, and the door for them to get in. They build everything else. Now I'm going to put in just one shelf for now, so I can see how many different things are in health and beauty for this to be considered a store. Now I can't do anything until I make this assigned as a store. So let's assign the entire thing. It says store number 1, because we don't have anything with the parentheses of number 1. So if I go in here now, health and beauty is right here. So there are quite a few things. 10 total things. And apparently we're not selling 5 drugs somewhere. Which means that somewhere down here we have a shelf that is not correct. Tooth care. Where is it on this? It's right after first aid. That's first aid. Drugs, drugs. You're not what I want here. You're pads and tampons. Which, yeah, it does have 6. Look at that. Okay, now that that's correct. So we have 10 shelves that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total there. Or this would be 5. We could do 1 of each. I think we might do 1 of each and make this a smaller store. So we actually want to have a wall. Not right there, because we're going to make this look almost identical. So we'll do 1 there. Staff door here to get into this building. And then we're going to unassign this area. This is going to be the storage. Just need to wait for him to put all the rooms and stuff. There we go. Build. So that's our 5. We could do... No, we can't. Or can we? We might be able to do 2 of each. If I go like this and do 5 that way, and then 5 this way. We now have 20 shelves for 10 items. Okay, let's manage this store. I want this to be the same amount of opening as the grocery store, which is 622. 622. Link storage to this. So now they have a shared storage. And then let's go in here and make these the items we want. So we're going to do 2 shelves of shampoo. 2 shelves of cosmetics. 2 shelves of tooth care, which are going to be oddly separated. Deodorants. Shaving cream. Then we have diapers. Toilet paper. First aid, which we're going to have on both sides of this aisle. Then we have drugs. Oh, that was pads and tampon. Didn't mean to do that yet. And the last thing, another pads and tampon. Now let's manage this. We're not going to change the name until it has a specialty to it. So first we'll do stock clerk. Now the other store only has 1 per hour, so we're going to do that. So that means we only need 2. 1, 2. And then close out of this. Go into cashier. We have 3 registers. I'm only going to take in 2 people per hour. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift planning. We're going to have these offset, just like the other store. And these are going to be like this. Let's see how we do once they come in at 4 p.m. In the meantime, let's build out the rest of this aisle here, or outside walking area. That's not where it goes. I should probably have this also look the same as that. So let's do it this way. And then you need to be this tile as well. And then if we go down to here, we put these tiles as a curb. Okay. They're building this stuff in now, so if I hover over this... Main category is health and beauty. There's a Lucario in chat if anyone wants a cool fighting type Pokemon. Now, I thought 50% health and beauty creates a drugstore. That's not what this is saying it is. So I think I need to change a few of these so it's only 50% instead of being 100%. No, this would... No, it is a drugstore. Underneath the word store, it says drugstore. I wasn't looking there. I was looking at what it has. Okay, so now we can actually change the name of this to being drugstore. Which is one word there, but I'm not making it one word. That's store. I want the storage here. Okay. So what we're going to do is call this storage 1. That should mean that the next building that comes in goes to number 2. Unless when you type it in, it doesn't change the thing. Not sure. That's the next thing. We do not have anyone stocking the shelves here because we don't have stock clerk in the bowling out lane. Can we hire stock clerk? No, we can't. So this is a waste of buildings. So let's just get rid of all them. We can't do our like arcade winning thing there. We do have all these in here. I'm gonna leave them separated just so that there's like more of a use throughout the entire room. Do we put tables in here? I'm not gonna put tables in there. Okay, so next thing I think we should spend our money on is unlocking these, and I think this goes to 80. Oh, it only goes up to 60. Okay. So we unlocked all 4 entrances. We just have to connect them before they actually get used. So, in the meantime, since we're still trying to make money. Now, this isn't going to make a lot of money for the moment. Everything else should be making money. Whoa. Oh, this is the everyone wants to be paid $13 per hour thing. Okay, now this is the newest what they want. They want a clothing store and a liquor store. We could do both, honestly. Now, they also do want a bar. I think the liquor store would be quicker to do. And what I think I'm going to do, because the clothing store is very quick and easy to do. It's pretty much just this small amount of space here. Which, to be honest, we could just copy this section here. Because we could put 2 registers next to the clothing. Now, I kind of want 1 space for them to walk around, so we actually want to do 17 by 11. And if I were to put this down here, would I be able to build it? That's the next question. Was it 17 by 11? I think it was, but I can't remember. It was 17 by 11. Okay. So we want to go out 17. That's 4. I'm going to pause. Because what I actually want to do is go from here and just go out 16. How close to the 11 can I get? I can go to 7. If I go to here, and then do another 5. That should be the same amount. So I want to go over this. It's 17 by... Oh, that's by 10. That's 17 by 11. So somehow I miscounted. Okay, they're going to put all that in. What I want to do before they get a chance to do that is figure out where I'm going to put the registers. So we're going to do vertical registers. So let's put a single door here. Yeah. Okay. And then before I forget to do it and we don't have money, let's do the bricks here for this. Okay, the rest we can't build until there's a floor. I should probably also put the staff door back here. And a small room in the back for the next storage. With another staff door. And then we probably want to connect this road up to there. So if we went to here, that would be normal parking against here. And then we come up this way and cut in and then loading zone. But we need the road to be built. So that's not going to happen for quite a while. How's our profit doing? We went from 300 negative to only a negative 38. So we're doing better. Now, at some point, we are going to do 2 storage buildings up here. So we're going to separate it by doing a janitor, like a maintenance center over here. I'm going to leave this one up here just so that this is more of a rectangle instead of a weird L-shaped room, like this one is. Alright, they have the roads being built, but since we're making more roads, we're going further into the negative. So we have to wait quite a while for that to happen. Let's put in store here. Oh, that's storage. That's not what I meant to do. So we'll just connect you down to here, and then... Whoop. And then store here. Now, some reason, it went to 11. So I guess it doesn't matter if there's a number. It just goes how many you have. If I delete, let's say, restroom 6, the next one will probably be whatever it is, 6. Okay. How much profit did you make yesterday? You made another 20% more, so we're getting progressively better. And then this clothing store is just gonna make multiple profit on top of that. So let's do manage. We're gonna automatically 622 link storage, storage 10, which is gonna actually be called storage 2. And we're gonna name you clothing store. Oh, there is an underwear, isn't there? Yeah. There's 4 things of underwear or clothing on the regular shelves and 6 things here. We could do... We're gonna do 3 things for each clothing, and then 2 shelves of 4 different types. So that we have all types of clothing in there. It's gonna look a little weird at first. Sorry for the yawn. I try not to yawn on stream, but sometimes I can't help it. That is the start of the next day, so it looks like we won't have positive money until the end of the day. So we're gonna have to wait quite a bit before we can build. So let's see what's going on. Inaccessible work orders. Builders can't access. Oh, that's the when we had the building not placed in. Drugstore, 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 drug clothing. All need those three. Do these all say clothes store? They do. Okay, so that's the thing that we need the most. Now it is still complaining about not enough restrooms. So we're gonna need probably a decent restroom. We could do a little rectangle here, and this would be the way that we separate the storage building. I think we'll do that. I don't know if we're gonna do this exact shape here, which I think is 6 by 6. Or 6 wide, I mean. It is. We may do that. I usually do what I did up here and have it only 5 wide, so we'll probably make a separation wall here and figure out the restroom in a little bit. Now, we did just make a profit equaling the amount we're in the negative, so by the end of the day, we are 100% going to be positive. It looks like we may have an extra 1,000 to spend. Maybe an extra 2,000? It looks like just 1,000. I just can't wait until we get to the point where we don't have to worry about money. Now, what 3 achievements do we have to complete here? Everything just pretty much is the same thing. It just goes up in the amount. So, if we get a daily profit of 50,000, we get an extra 40,000. If we get 500 customers all at once, we get 30,000. And if we make a total of 500,000 sales, which happens over time, we get $200,000. So it seems like the profit gain from doing these 3 tasks aren't as large as the amount of wait time needed to complete them. So I don't know if it's worth trying to complete them anymore. We might just let it happen over time. Now, we do have some money that we could put in the loading zones. We can only do 1 at a time, so I'm going to pause so that we can put both in. Back into the negative slightly, but we should be able to earn back that money. We're still in negative for some reason in the drugstore, and I don't know why. Maybe it's too early for this to have 2 people. You're a -1. You're 0. We are not making very good profit here. We have 8,000, so we can still set up the rest of this building. So what we're doing is self-checkout, or not self-checkout, regular checkout. And I think I want it in the back of the store. No, we're not going to do back of the store. We're going to put it the way that I normally would. Which would be like this, and then cancel. Like that. Now, I said we were going to do clothing racks like this. And then like this. That would leave 1 space for self-checkout, or we can change our door system here. Which would mean fixing the sidewalk. That's going to be a trash can. So we want it like this, and like that, then trash can, trash can, trash can, trash can. We have to wait for them to take the door out before we can put in the next door. There we go. Which apparently we actually need to put the wall in first. There we go. So that's ready. All we need to do now is hire people and set up what goes in each thing. So we're gonna go from the top, work our way down. That's t-shirts, next thing is pants. Then dresses. Sorry for the noise of the bowling alley, we're gonna hear that for quite a while. Then shirts. Jackets. And the final thing on the clothes rack is coats. And then we have here, this is going to be men's shoes, women's shoes, men's underwear, and then women's lingerie. And now I'm going to do the same thing we did for the other buildings and only bring in one stock clerk per hour. That's you, 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 and you. And then we only have enough registers for 2 cashiers. 1, 2. It's going to be it. So if I go into planning, I actually did too many stock clerks. Let's see who's the worst stock clerk in this. Now we do have a good stock clerk, but bad stock clerk, good cashier. So let's fire you, and instead we're going to change you. No, we're not. You switched. You're a good cashier, so let's transfer you as... Here, as a cashier. Transfer you. Good in both. Good stock clerk. Good stock clerk. Bad cashier. Okay. Fire you. Grab this guy. Also make him a cashier. Planning. Offset by 2 hours. Just like this. So now, in a little bit, we should have the stock clerk come in for 2 hours. Yeah, Firebot is not doing the noises for some reason today. Unless I just heard Cottony come in and I just didn't pay attention. Who knows? Okay, so it looks like the stock clerk didn't come in for a whole 2 hours to fill this up. So I guess when it opens again, we'll have 2 hours of nobody being able to buy anything because they won't be filling the store. You should be coming in at 8 and then 16, yeah. Oh, that's right. They don't come in when their shift is still going. They come in at the start of their shift, so they wouldn't have come in at midnight for 2 hours. I forgot that we offset the times. So we have one stock clerk in here now, so that means people should start coming in here. Now, there's not much of a selection right away, but it will get better as people come in. So this already is a clothing store, and it seems like the main product is t-shirts. I think that's just because they have 3 shelves of t-shirts right now. So it should be 11% of all 6 of these. But I don't think it's going to say 11% of all 6. Looks like it just goes off the first item. So this will make a small amount of profit over time. Nothing too drastic right away. It should be in a negative like 300. Just like this store was and this was. Okay, let's cancel out all these. Actually, let's not. When does it stop being clothing store? Looks like you're the last clothing store. Now, for the liquor store, what do you need to be considered a liquor store? 50% of what's considered liquor. Is this liquor beer? Or is it considered beverage? I don't think that counts towards the liquor store. I think what we need is the shelf, which is the food shelf, that has what is called liquor. Yeah, it needs 50% of this. So we can have the other stuff in it, but it needs 50% of that one shelf in order to be considered a liquor store. So if we count this, this is 26 shelves. Half of that is 13. We need 13 shelves of just liquor. Which would be this row and this. Or we do 3 rows of 5 liquor, and then we can mix and match the rest of the stuff, which I think is what we're going to do. Now I'm thinking for the next store, we're going to mirror this, so it's not going to look identical, but it is going to be the same size. We do have quite a bit of money, but I don't think it's enough to build this again. How long was this? 17 from there, so that's 16 from here. Yeah, we don't have enough to build that all at once. So let's do the trick of pausing and building it in like this. We're going to extend our storage. And then let's build in the doors while we're at it. So this is 2 doors, space, 1 door, 2 doors, space, door right there. And then we offset this by the 5th tile. You don't need another door here because there's a door right here at the loading zone. And then we can put the trash cans outside at least and do the pathing. Let's do that while we're here. Now, I don't know where we're going to have the bathroom just yet, but we are going to build that next after the liquor store. Here, get that built in, and then we go back up to here. Grab this for here. Now, we could put some special flooring to the clothing store, and that's what I usually do. Where's the red carpet? There it is. For some reason, I really like red carpet in the clothing store, and I'm not sure why. It just seems like a clothing store would have a decent carpet, and that's really the only carpet we have other than this, which I usually keep for like arcade, relaxing rooms. Okay. So we're going to go back into the negative for a day or two as we get this next store built in. Looks like they're doing the pathing first because that's at the top of the build area. Oh, actually, they were in the clothing store. I didn't even notice that they were in the clothing store doing that. And now they're going to do a diagonal from the storage area. Until they reach the top, then they'll go back up and do the pathing. Now they're working their way down. This is when we go into the negative. Now luckily we went through 1 extra day while building this, so we probably won't have to wait 2 days. Although looking at the total amount that we're in the negative, we probably will have to wait 2 days. I think we only earn 8,000 per day. Well, actually yesterday we profit 11,000. We still have to wait 2 days though. We're at 16 negative. So in the meantime, let's build or assign the different things. Let's make our storage room a little bit bigger and manage our store, which is automatically assigned a specialty thing, but it's not that. 622 link storage to you. I don't want to hire staff because that's just going to make us lose money. So what I think I'm going to do while we're waiting here is I'm going to take a short break. Now we're not going to change scenes. I'm just going to turn off the camera and turn off the mic. And I'm going to have a few snacks while we wait. So you guys will have the video game music, you'll be seeing everything working on. I will be checking things occasionally. And all I'm gonna have is a little granola bar to hold me over until it's lunchtime. So I will be back in a little bit. Alright, chat. We're back. Just taking a few sips. You know, I just remembered that a while back, Willow was in chat and recommended that I should have... Oh, I forgot to turn the camera. Hold on. There we go. So in the bottle, which, new bottle, but I have been trying to stay away from soda, which is a little hard because every time I go to fast food, I either want lemonade or soda, and it's high in sugar either way. But I've been drinking water with lemon juice, just so it has a little bit of a flavor to it. And Willow once said that I should add honey to it. And last time me and Mom went grocery shopping, which was like a week or two ago, we got some honey because we ran out. And then afterwards, Willow was in chat, I think, well, like Wednesday or Monday, something like that. This past stream or the stream before it. And I forgot to try it while she was here. Now, I still haven't tried putting honey in it for that little bit of sugar added to it. And I don't know if anyone is actually here. No one said anything. Huh. I think next time that Willow joins in, if she ends up joining in, we will try adding honey to it and tell her how we like it. But anyway, we have 10,000 in the bank. Let's come over here and start making our store. So there is a graveyard in chat if anyone wants a ghost dog. It has a distinct look to it that is a real breed of dog, but I can't think of what it is. I want to say bulldog, but that doesn't feel right. Now, the liquor is on these food shelves, so we're gonna do... If I can click right. 15 shelves like that. And then, what, there's beer and wine, and that's it? I think it's only 3 types of drinks. Beverages. Liquor, beer, and wine, yeah. Okay. Now, if we're copying this, I think we should do wine. Oh, not right there. And they built it. Now I have to delete it. Right here is going to be beer, and then refrigerated beer. Now, what else is in the refrigerator, beverage-wise? Oops. Looks like soda, bottled water, beer, and juice. Okay, so that's all they have. So, before I do anything, let's actually hire the people that are going to work here. I'm only going to hire 1 cashier. Oh, you're a good stock clerk. I'm hiring you as well. Alright, back to cashiers. 1, 2... And then we're going to switch 2 of them over to being stock clerks. So it's definitely going to be you. stock clerk. And then who else is the best next stock clerk? You. Okay, we have our people. Let's do the usual offset. And then what we're going to do in here is work our way from the top down. So I want beer. And then again, a beer. Then wine. And then the rest is all liquor. And it looks like I am able to assign all these right before the stock clerks come in. Okay, now what I want to know is before they start adding things to it, it does change the topic to liquor store. I thought it would have to wait until the shelves are stocked first. But it doesn't. Let's name this a liquor store. Okay. Now they have people stocking the shelves. It'll take them a little while. It looks like they're doing all the liquor stuff first. Now they should be going on to the wine. And they started on the beer too. And it looks like we might need a second person already. Is it because we don't have self-checkout somewhere? I'm gonna add one self-checkout to both rooms. So this would go here and here. That'll help with our queues a little bit. So we won't have too many. Because that already said too little. Okay. So this one's electronics store and liquor store. Media, video game. Electronics and liquor. News and liquor, that's a new one. 50% of press and print to create a news agent. Electronics liquor store, we have that already. News agent liquor. Oh, this also wants a beauty shop. News and liquor. Let's just get rid of all of it and see what happens in the next day. Because that should be updated with this liquor store being there. Now, what I'm going to do before we build another room is the bathroom here. So I kind of want a hallway that goes into it, and we'll make the women's bathroom larger than the men's bathroom because the men's is going to have less cubicles for the toilet. So I'm thinking we go like this and like that. That is 5. So we're gonna go from here. Do 5 down. Oh right, they couldn't get in here. Let's get rid of that one wall. Add that there, then we do the doors. And now we go and find where the bathroom stuff is, which is down here. That is going to be a lot of toilets. We're going to pause because it looks like we don't have enough money for it. I'm going to put the sinks, whoops. Put the sinks against this wall. Which this is going to put us in quite a bit of a negative. Must be placed against the wall. It is against the wall. Okay, now all of a sudden I can place them in. Okay. Can't place this object here. Why? I think it was just an error. There we go. That's going to be our new bathroom. We can actually assign it now to being a restroom. I'm going to just include this entire area, but I don't like them including the walls. So we'll do that. And then we go into manage, restroom. We're going to call this restroom 1. Not 10, 1. And then, where's the other restroom? You are not going to be called restroom 6. You're going to be called main store restroom. Okay, so this should all help us with the restroom area issue. And that's the not be able to get in the room or door. People are leaving the liquor store without buying anything because the queues are full. We're going to ignore that for now. So the next thing that people really want is the electronics and appliance store, which I haven't seen disappear since we've seen it the first time. There has been a few where it was different. I'm trying to fix my shirt. But it seems like it's stayed being wanted. The tobacco shop is new, and also the movie theater. So, what I'm thinking we're going to do next is separated parking lot. So what I actually want to do is get rid of that road that's going to the left. This road here. And I want to add another road that's separated from this parking by 1, so it'd be 2 tiles down. And just bring it down here. This will kind of be like our secondary access in. And we'll have different stores and different parking so that they're not all crowded in this one area. Now, bowling alley is making 19% profit, and I just saw every one of these was full. Drugstore is making a negative. Clothing store is positive. Grocery store is positive. Fast food is 0. Our main store is still making a 50% profit. Now, I think this is going to do less and less as we add more specialty stores selling specific things. And we are going to be making, I think, 3 buildings that are fairly small. Because they want things that are fresh, like the news agency one. The newspapers expire every day. So we kind of only want a little bit newspaper in one store. So it'd probably be 1 register and just rows of 5 shelves. Another thing that expires a lot quickly is the bread and fresh vegetables. And then the meat, I think, also expires daily. I do like to see that the cars build in or park in closest to the store, and you kind of see this archway. That would happen IRL. Then it'd be this odd 1 or 2 cars that are way out here, so they don't want to be near the other people. Okay. Start the next day, we will be in a positive. Now, how much profit are we making? Gross profit is almost $30,000. We're just still only making 9,000 of it. We're taking home 9,000 of it after the day ends because of our salaries and maintenance. We thankfully don't have any loans, so it's not like we're paying even more for that. Now, I am kind of thinking that our liquor store should be a nighttime store instead of a daytime. So if I went down here and 6 a.m. should kind of be where it closes. If we start it at 2 p.m., grab the staff, shift planning. We have to change when they come in. You come in here, you are offset that way. Then here and here. This looks not right. That looks correct. Okay, so we should see someone come in. I think. Yeah, the stock clerk just came in. We might actually only need one stock clerk throughout the entire day. I think the one person is doing fine during the day when people are here. Except for the clothing store. It doesn't seem like there's this person in here. There we go. The liquor store is now open. That's our one store throughout the night. We do have a profit of 9,000. So I think what I'm going to do while I can is the road. We go like this, we're going to work our way over and then be in a negative again. Not there though. And I will have to wait for them to build this entire road before I can delete this, or else they won't be able to get in here or leave. Looks like they're starting from the left side. A little bit odd, but okay. So what are they still saying? What? Electronics, tobacco, that's the one we looked at already. Media and bookstore. The bookstore doesn't expire. The bakery is what I was talking about earlier with the fresh bread. And they still want electronics and appliances. So I think that's what we're going to make next. Kind of like a Samsung store or Best Buy. So it'll be all these appliances here. There's a Pansear in chat if anyone wants a fire monkey. Now, another reason that I am cutting off this from the parking lot is that it will help with traffic. So the traffic will stay to this outside road and then cut through here. They will stop here occasionally for people. So I'm trying to keep their exits away from each other. We can now get rid of these because that road is connected. It looks like they just prioritized taking that road too. So that's good. Okay. So over time, this will be a quicker access road. If we put buildings down here, we could also make this road go straight up to that and tee out. Or we could just keep it like this. Alright, so next thing I think we're going to do. It's definitely one of these, but I don't know which one. Butcher's shop is the fresh meat one. So we have fresh bread, fresh meat, and the news agency, whichever one it was. It was media? Don't remember. But we're going to make small stores here. Now, in order for this to work, we want 10 tiles for the register. Which would mean 12 tiles, not 20. So that's 10 tiles in the center here. It's going to want to be 2, so that we can put the register. Well, actually 3. And then we want 2 tiles for the shelf and for people to walk to the shelf. So we actually want to be that far out. And then we only are gonna have one door, or one tile for the door, which would go here. Little itty bitty trash can outside. And then the usual tile. Right, we also need the storage building. I'm gonna go like this, and then cancel these. I actually want this a tiny bit bigger. So we'll go to there for now. Staff, staff. That's it for now. We are unfortunately at the beginning of the day, so we're not going to make back the money we just spent, but we will make it back at the end of the day. We have 100% enough to pay back the money. We'll have 5 shelves in each one of these stores. And I highly doubt we're going to need more than 1 register, so we should be fine. If we need 2 registers, I'll put them facing each other, because the queues should still work out. The liquor store should be closed now, which it is. And it does seem like we don't need 2 stock clerks, so which one of these is worse? You are worse. I might as well do the same for these guys too. Let me make sure. Yeah, I did get rid of the stock clerk. Because this one stock clerk seems to be doing fine. So you would be the one to fire. And then up here we'll let them go because they sell more things. And then we'll see how bad they do. If they start running out of items, we'll add another stock clerk back in. Now, if we did the 500 people on site, we don't have enough parking for them. So we probably should add more parking, and I think we're going to be stuck with not getting 500 people until we have the other 2 areas open. So that's going to take a while before they start coming in. Now we do have money to build this in. Let's go here, put in our shelf. And then, not our shelf, our register. Which one are we going to do first? Well, one that expires. We could do the bakery first. Let's do that. I'm going the wrong way. Bakery is tables. Sign. Storage. Store. That's storage 1. This is going to be storage 3. And you are going to be called the bakery. And you're going to be the usual 6 to 22. That's 23. Link to storage. Staff. We're going to hire one of both. Cashier. Cashier. Clerk. 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 What's the next best cashier? Seems like this one. Okay, who is the best at clerk only? You are. Didn't want to fire. Hold on. We only need 1 cashier. So we really only need 2 people per thing. You're bad at both. I'm firing you. You're probably the last person I hired. You're bad at cashier. You're bad at cashier. You're bad at cashier. So that means this is good. This is good. You're the worst clerk. And then you... Clerk and... Clerk. We might not need that second clerk. Shift planning. The usual offset. And now let's see how it goes. Now these seem to have been fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the grocery store. Don't want to hire, I want to look at shift planning. We do only have one, and that's... Okay. These are both green. I am going to fire both of them. Or just one of them, I mean. And then the next one is the... Drugstore. Which, that extra space is bugging me, so I'm actually going to get rid of it. Staff, we have one clerk. Which one is worse? This one. Let's see how they do overall. And then you need to be bread. Then you should be bakery, which you are, look at that. Now we have $31,000 for us to spend. This is 6 wide. We do that and then cancel them doing this. We're also going to go like this. And then put in all our doors so they can get in and out. Trash cans. Tiles. Register there. Now, what's the next thing we should do? One of these said bakery, right? Get rid of that one. Get rid of this one. Butcher shop. Butcher shop. Butcher shop. Okay, so they really want the butcher shop, which is what? Fresh meat. That's in the fridge. Sign. Storage. Store. Manage. Store 16. Link storage to 3. 6. 22. Staff. Hire cashier. Very bad cashier, so let's do the stock clerks. You and you. Cashier, and you look like the next best. That's the next best, never mind. Okay. You're a perfect stock clerk. So you go there. Good at both. Cashier. Stock clerk. Cashier. Both. Stock clerk. Cashier, cashier. Stock clerk. You're being fired. Oh, we only need one stock clerk. I forgot. We'll have 2 cashiers, 1 stock clerk. I'll have you offset. Bring you over here. Okay, then food, fresh meat. And we could do a little bit of fish in here as well, so we have a selection of things. Let's do the same for this. Do fruits and vegetables, so it's not all just one thing. It should still be a bakery because it has 60%. The same thing with this, it should still be the butcher shop because it has 60% fresh meat. Just needs more than 50. Or more than 49%, I should say. We'll call this the butcher shop. And then as soon as our stock clerks come in, we'll be doing better on these. Now you probably aren't going to be a profit for a while. There we go. Alright. Next small thing. Butcher shop, video games, butcher shop, book, tobacco. They really want a bookstore. So I think that's what we'll make next, a little bit of a bookstore. Would I consider that a big store or a smaller store? I think we would want a bigger store like down here. If we wait until the next day, we'll have quite a bit more money than 19,000. So I think we'll wait a little bit. I'm pretty sure the news agency has to be built like this as well. We should probably bring the road down here a little bit more. Let's do that before I forget. So that I can add a loading zone right here for these people. We could put it right here. That way the builders stay out here and build it instead of walking away and coming back. That should make getting deliveries a little bit quicker. How is our parking? We should probably put a few extra parking over here and down here. Let's add some staff-only parking. Only a couple pieces here and there. There we go. Now they should walk around and go up here. Alright. Now this looks like it's selling quite a bit. I'm surprised to see that backed up. Alright. We have pretty much how much we had at the end of the last day. There's an Inkay in chat if anyone wants a squid. Okay, so again, 16 out, and then we're going to pause and see how much we can build at once. So it's going to be another wait day. Then you come out to here, and we need our doors. Now this one, I think I'm going to copy this. And then if we build another one, actually no. Let's keep mirroring them. So I want checkout counters way over here. Which means staff doors 5 from this one. And then our door goes one tile to the right. Like that. Get our tiles while we have money. Also needs to be right there. Over here as well. Did I put these for the bathroom? I did not. Also make this. I'm gonna do the same for this bathroom as well because I didn't do it down here. But only for those tiles. Looks like Inkay escaped. And then our sidewalk. Will this override the tiles? It does override them. Good to know. Put them back. Alright. They're probably going to do the bathroom up here first because it's the closest. Yep, they finished that already. So now they'll probably come down here and do the outside path until the next set comes in. Well, actually, they're doing the bathroom first. Which means they're also going to do the pathing in there. And now they're doing up here. and one person's down here, so they must have parked over here and walked their way in. Okay, if I pause right now, I can add in the trash cans before we run out of money. We're almost at a negative 20,000, so that's going to be 2 or 3 days of us waiting. If we're still... Oh, we only made 4,000 yesterday. That's not good. Alright, let's make this a store. Continue our storage down here. We call this bookstore. Six 22. Link storage here. Okay, so if we only made 4,000 yesterday, it's because their salaries went up. Are we making profits everywhere? We're not making a profit in the bakery. Or the drugstore. We're losing a lot of money in the drugstore. So what I'm gonna do is find it. All the way at the top for some reason. And we are going to fire 2 cashiers. Which are all yellow. Make sure the planning is correct. You come in at a weird time. Can you be at the peak times? Okay, what about the other stores? Grocery store is making a negative 25. We're fine with that. The main store is doing negative. Bowling alley is 1%. Clothing store is 75. Liquor store is losing. And we just don't have anything built for this. So this means we're going to be waiting quite a while if we don't get a loan. So if I were to get a loan, how much could I get? Loan duration, we'll keep it at 10 days for just now. We went all the way up to here. We would get almost 50,000. If I set the duration longer, we get more money. So we could get $334,000. Or does this mean we would be paying back 4,000 each day? I think that's what that means. And if I bring this down, it brings down how much we get. So this would be only 6,000, or let's say 7,000. We'd be spending $100 each day paying it back. Could do 2.5, 2,500. That's as close as I can get to exact. That gives us almost 200,000. I am okay with doing this one time. So if we close and start building this up. We are going over here now. And books should be on shelf. They are, okay. So those of you guys who like books, this store is just for you. Stock click. Just one. Cashier. 2. Planning. You go to there, you go right in the middle, please. Done. I'm gonna do the same for the others. Oh, you have 2 people. Who is better at stockwork? Honestly, they look the same. Get rid of you. Planning. Okay, you are gonna start here. Clothing store over 2, please. Grocery store over 2. Drugstore. You're perfect. Okay. We come in here. We start putting books. Where are books? That says magazines, comic books. Media? It is a media. Actually, let's put comic books there. We'll put books down here. Can I get it? Thank you. There we go, now we're getting the hang of it. Do 4 rows of books. And then down here is going to be comic books. Alright, that's our bookstore. Which again is another store that's 1 word. There we go. People are leaving the bookshop and the grocery store. We're fine with that. There are rats somewhere. Oh, this 1 trash can gets a lot of use. I'm surprised. Okay, our person is stocking the bookstore now. So they should at some point make a profit. Where did our stock clerk go? Oh, we ended the day already. Okay. So what I think what we'll do at the end of the stream, which isn't for quite a while, is we will place in the connections to these 2 roads. And then off stream, I'm going to run the game so that we get back up to a positive number. And we'll see how we go from there, so that we're set up for the next stream. Now we do still have quite a bit of money, so let's see what is the next thing that we need. So anything that says bookstore, we're going to get rid of. You, video game, you, pharmacy. 50% drugs. There's the news agency. Pharmacy. Oh, right, that's the other thing. Bookstore. So I'm seeing a lot of video game store, electronics store, and pharmacy. So let's do the news agency first. That wasn't the right amount of tiles. I thought I counted that out correctly. That there, this here, these here, this path there, then register, and we want these. Assign storage. Store. Manage, store 18, link storage here. Usual 6 to 22. Staff, one of both. We want cashier. I don't see any good cashiers. You're a good stock clerk. And I guess you. You're a better cashier, so you're the stock clerk. We need 2 cashiers. But we only needed 1. There we go. Press and print. Let me look at this. Oops. Needs 50% of press and print, so it doesn't have to be all newspapers. So we'll do 2 things in newspapers, and then 1 of the rest of the stuff. It should still be news agency, though. News agent, yep. Alright, let's see how that does over time. It does seem like our area is pretty dirty, so we might want to get more janitors. It seems like they're just not doing good enough. Let's get rid of anything that says news agents. Get rid of all these. You're the newest one. You want media and pharmacy. And also movie theater. There's a ducklet in chat if anyone wants a ducklet. So do we want another large store? I mean, video game store. 50% video games to create a video game store. Electronics and appliances, I think, is what we should build first. So let's get a pretty big area. We'll do 18 by 18, just so it's a square for the moment. And I'll put a temporary door somewhere at the bottom. Let's go, like, right here. Not exactly in the middle. I think if I went over 1 square, it'd be right in the middle. But like I said, it's temporary, so it doesn't matter. Now, we are doing pretty good with this loan. I don't know why we all of a sudden are making more than $4,000. But we're not doing too bad. Alright, we are having cleaning issues, so let's go into our maintenance center and hire a bunch of janitors. There's no specialized way for me to find out where the best janitors are. I'll hire them just like this. We did an extra 4. Whoops. So we actually want 6. So that we can go down here. Why are there so many in this middle one? So there's 6 there, there's 6 here, which are all offset the wrong way. Then there's 6 there. So now we will have a lot more janitors when they come in again. Alright, let's start doing this. Needs 50% of electronics and appliances. You definitely are electronics and appliances, but what else does that? Is it really just that? We need 50% of a store with just these 4 things. No, wait. This might have it. Yep, you do have it. Quite a bit of things on the tables. Okay, so there are 7 things there. There's a total of 11 things. Let's do this by look. If we do checkouts over here, we'll do 3 of them. And then tables like this. We do 2 rows there. Or we could do something like this. So let's get rid of the middle table here. I'm going to assign this to being a store. And then we are going to link it to this storage on its right. So let's grab a staff door right there. Manage this shop. Okay, that's weird. 6, 22. Seven things here. We have more than 7. We actually have 8 things here. So maybe we double up going this way. So each 8 tables is one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all 7 things, right? Yeah, there's only ever 7 things there. If we bring them in just a little bit and take off 1 row here, we could put the appliances for the pallets up there. So let's do that. What I'm going to do is just do this. Not right there. And then we delete the stuff that we don't want. So here, 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 and all that. It should be the same. 1, 2, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we actually need another one. Would have been better the other way, I think. Let's extend this by a whole 1 tile. Why are they going in and around? So if I want this to be 10 out again, put all the tables back in. This is going to look weird being spaced out by 1 tile. Unless we start here doubling up this way. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7. And then the pallet appliances. Alright, let's grab some stuff. We're gonna do 1 cashier, 1 clerk. 1, 2, 1. And I didn't make one of them the clerk. Who's the best clerk out of these? You are. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna pause while we do this, because it's gonna take quite a while. What I'm thinking about doing is the double up. Instead of having them like on each side, it'll be just this entire section here is one thing. So there's gonna be all TVs and sets. Or TV sets, I mean. Actually, keep playing while we do this so that they can start selling things. And the door is in the wrong spot now. Okay. Next thing is cameras. I can get it. There we go. Then MP3 players. Tablets. Next thing is smartphones. Then we have over here game consoles. Oh, that's another thing we didn't do. We didn't do a video game store. And the last thing here is laptop computers. And then up here we get to do the washing machine 4 times. And then the drying machine 4 times. And then the dishwasher. And then the fridge. And now we wait until the guy stocks everything. You are the wrong thing down here. It does seem like we're at least selling things quickly. And it looks like we've placed the door in the correct spot, so what I'm going to do is add the trash cans. Now, if I put the trash can there, does it completely get rid of that entire line? It does, okay. I'm fine with that because it works outside. So we'll just get rid of that one register. We could put a self-checkout facing the other way. Actually, we could put 2. Let's put 1 there. We'll leave space for a second one if that needs it. We have a lot of issues saying that people can't buy stuff. Drugstore, fast food, which is crazy. Fast food has 3 people working there at all times. News agent only has 1 register, don't care. Grocery store has a bunch of people. Bakery, only 1. Butcher shop, only 1. Should we add self-checkout to these? I think we should. Just so they have that little bit of extra space there. And the rest I'm going to ignore for now. Kind of looks like they're keeping up, but at the same time, there's just a lot of things to do. So I think I'm going to pause for right now, and we're first going to call this the electronics store. And I'm going to go into staff planning. I'm going to make this guy come in 2 hours and stock the whole store. And then we'll change him back. So this way there's nobody buying things as he's trying to stock the store. It should be quicker for him to get it done. They are choosing weird angles to start filling all the tables. I thought they would do it in whatever's closest to the door, but they're not. Yeah, the store is open, so that means our stock clerk went home. So let's see how much it empties out throughout the day. There's a Mayan show in chat if anyone wants a praying mantis-like fighting thing. I don't really know if it's modeled after anything, but it kind of looks like a praying mantis to me. And it looks like the single item appliances in the far back of the building are being sold quickly because they're only 1 item per pallet. So we might actually benefit from doing... Where's Tori? She's hiding on her chair. We might benefit from doing 2 rows of the appliances in the back, since it's only 1 per pallet. Okay, our guys should be coming in a few seconds. They're already here, so now they're going to fill up all the stuff at the top, I guess. And then they'll go to filling up the tables in the bottom? Maybe? Or they're doing all the pallets that never had anything and then they're going to go around? I have no idea how they prioritize doing things. Looks like they're prioritizing what's closest to them now. Now they're filling up all the tables in the bottom. And that's the end. So what I'm going to do now is go back to managing and make them come back in 4 hours. And then that's where they're going to be the rest of the time they work. Now that we have things stocked up, we kind of want people in here so they can stock the appliances in the far back. This store might need a second person, but I don't think they do. And it only might need a second person because of these. I'm just waiting to see if they can get close to being filled. Yeah, I definitely think we need a second person. Not at the same time, but just a second person coming in when that first person leaves. And I did cashier again, when I meant to do stock clerk. No, I didn't. I did it right. Don't mean to go and hire again. Shift planning. Just like this. Now this second person's not going to come in until the next day. So it's only going to benefit us tomorrow. Tomorrow when the store opens, we should have a person at the cash register and a person stocking at all times. And then 2 people occasionally. They want to do $14 per hour, let it happen. How much profit did we make yesterday? Only $1,000 yesterday, so our profit fluctuates quite drastically. Now there is an upcoming event for video games. So we might want to do that video game store. The latest game in a legendary series is finally hitting stores. Starts in 4 days and 14 hours. So let's get rid of everything that says appliance and electronics. That's media, household, get rid of these. Appliance, toy store. Toy store, get rid of that. Okay, all this is after. Did we already do media store? No, we did news agency. Gardening, jewelry. So everything down here should be all new stuff. What we're gonna do is the video game store. We're only gonna do a little small thing here. 11 by 11. Just to test out what it looks like. Let's put the storage room in here. We will grab staff door randomly, and also a door out here. Sign. Store. Storage. We want you to be video game store. Now, I don't think they mean video game as in one word. Hopefully. Link storage to you. You know what? 24-hour video game store. Put these here. If we move this door over 1 or 3 more spaces, we could have 3 registers. Anyway, video games themselves, I think, are on this shelf. They are part of media, but then we have video game consoles. So we're going to do tables and shelves. So we're going to want more shelves than tables. If I did something like this, we could have the door right where it is and put the trash cans next to it. I'm looking at where the tables would end up and where the staff door is. And honestly, I think we're good like this. kind of want to add an extra 2 here. And then we'll rotate our tables and put them here. Or we could do the same as we're doing with the shelves. That right there. Here, here. So we can add an extra table in. And then we want media. These are all going to be video game. Now, the item here is 2 separate words, video games, not 1 word. I'm guessing the video game store is also 2 words. And these would be video game consoles. Or game consoles. Okay, then we're going to do the usual 1 person. So you're a very good stock clerk, so are you. 1 cashier, 2 cashier, 3rd stock clerk, 3rd cashier. No, this is the 3rd cashier. Okay, let's go through these and find out all our stock clerks. You're a good stock clerk. Transfer you to there. You're bad at both. Bad at both. Stock clerk. 1, 2, 3, bad at both. You're good at both. You're a good stock clerk. So who is the worst out of these 3? The first one. Shift planning. 1 each hour should be fine. And then I guess at 4 p.m. they should all come in. Or they're in now. Nope, that's the other store. So in the meantime, let's do the pathing. And then I forgot the trash can, so let's put them in. Oops. Now, this is going to be the end of this block for this parking here. Obviously, they won't only use this parking for this area. They'll go to whatever parking is closest to it. So, it's not really going to specialize in that 1 parking. So what we're going to do instead is start a new block somewhere over here or at the bottom. Probably do it at the bottom so it's a little bit close by. And the next place I think is going to be with a fine dining restaurant so they have more places to go for food, or we could do the bar. I would do the movie theater, but that won't really bring in a lot of revenue. And it's quite a large building because you can keep adding movie theater rooms and linking them to the registers. So I don't know. What I do know is I want to add those roads in, and we need quite a bit of money to do that. Because each road piece is 3,000. 100 tiles is $30,000. So we could do almost 200 tiles. Which may be enough to bring this in, actually. That's only 20,000. Yeah, right, that's the math. That brings more people in that way. Then we also have these roads. It doesn't matter. We'll let it build in. Having at least one more access in here will help us gain a little bit more profit daily. Now we are going to continue this path area to wherever our other buildings are going to go. How is our deck? It's still going down. Evenly as well. I like that. We have one worker working here, and then one person just ran all the way up here, did like a whole 2 or 3 tiles, and then ran back to go home. Don't know why they did that, but okay. Alright, let's take a look at our stores, see how they're doing. The electronics store making quite a lot of profit. Newsagent, not that much. Butcher, a little bit. Bakery, negative. Drugstore, breaking even. Grocery store, negative. Negative. Bowling alley. Clothing store is making decent profit. Liquor store is negative. Bookstore is a little bit profit. Video game store is a lot of profit. Main store is making 3%. And so is a fast food restaurant making less than 10%. Our builders are getting closer to finishing the road. For some reason, they went all the way over here and started doing the top row instead of just working their way from the right over. Not entirely sure why they did that. Because now they're going to work their way back. They are going quicker all of a sudden now. And now they're going to go all the way to the left and work their way back from that way. It's so weird. That's a weird visual thing there. There's no actual tree there. That's also not there. Okay, now we have even more cars coming in, which is going to put a lot of strain on this one intersection there, which is why I wanted to build this road out. So it can be a T-junction in between all of these. It'll take a little bit off of this specific intersection and bring it to here. But the thing that it does the best is it brings in more customers. And I think that also means that we can have even more options for hiring people because we have that connected in by road. So, what is the next thing everyone wants? Oh, somebody wants a fish shop. Fresh fish. That's another small building that we could build in right here. It's the exact amount of tiles that we would need. So let's build it in over here. Staff door here, regular door here, trash cans out here. Refrigerators. Register. And what I'm gonna do is a tiny hallway right here, but cancel out these. And staff door right here, so that they can go through here to get into there. Okay, so you are going to be the shop. You're going to be the small amount of time like the rest. And we only need one clerk per hour. We do have more options, so here's 1, 2. Oh, here's 2. Stock clerk. And we'll close out of it and look at the rest. So we want that one, and you should be a clerk. You're good at both. You're good at cashier. We'll fire you because you're bad at both. Stock clerk, are there any new options? Doesn't look like it, so we'll hire you as a stock clerk. Let's get our planning done. There we go. Now all I have to do is do fresh fish for all these. Now I think we would also have some vegetables mixed in with these. Let's do that. Okay, now it looks more uniform. So let's get rid of all these before the next day. Actually, we just had the next day, so this is the most recent one. Media and pharmacy. I'm thinking about how we're going to do the parking lot for these areas. Because if I don't keep going in one straight line, and I break it off over here, how are we going to have them connected in via the path? And also coming across the road. Can you put a path over a road? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it just doesn't build in there. Okay. The drugstore and the main store having queues full. That means they're going to make a decent amount of profit. How much profit are we making daily? We made 17,000 yesterday. We are getting pretty close to not having enough parking. We do have a bit of money that we could start adding more parking in here. So I think that's what we are going to do. Now what I want to do first is connect this road in. Then I think we will do the same amount of parking over here as we did on that side. So how much is this? That didn't really tell me. From here to here, 8,700? That's still 8,700, okay. So if we went here and went out 8,700, that's the entire parking lot there. And how many rows did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may be spending too much money on doing this, because I'm not waiting for it to be built before I start adding more to it. So we might go into a negative amount of money, but we're getting a parking lot set up. This is built out one too far. And all of a sudden, I don't have enough money. Oh, it's not that I don't have enough money, it's that I have to delete these first. There we go. You know what we haven't done in a very long time? We haven't done any shoutouts in a while. Let's see what everyone's doing over here on Twitch while we're waiting for the road to be built. We have Regus. Regus is playing a Star Wars game. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. He's been going about an hour earlier than me. Now, one of the updates, or the news that I was going to share with you guys at the beginning of the stream that I waited until now, is that tomorrow I will be streaming again. We'll be doing 2 streams, 2 days in a row. And me and Regus are going to be doing a double stream where we play Hitman World of Assassination side by side. It's not a multiplayer, but he'll be streaming his own game. I'll be streaming my game, and we're going to be doing a challenge to see who's the better Hitman. So we haven't really gotten like all the rules fleshed out just yet, on like, are we going to do it just on time or if we're going to do it on how we kill people. I think we'll do a mix. But we'll be doing that tomorrow. It'll be the usual start time for me, but it's going to be an hour later for Regis. So for Regis, I think he said it's 3 p.m. for him, but it's 10 a.m. for me. We also have a few other people streaming right now. It looks like Kebby and Liz just went live, or they're just chatting. That's what their topic is set as. We also have Fapplejack's playing Planet Crafter. Sunderfin is playing Outer Worlds. And Mr. Bavakins is playing Tainted Grail. I don't know what Planet Crafter is. I'm still waiting for the road to be built, so let's take a quick look and see what Planet Crafter looks like. Oh, I do know what Planet Crafter is. I just forgot what it was called. It's where you're terraforming a planet that I think is considered as Mars. Could be wrong. Anyway, let's get back to this. Now, we're not in a negative just yet because this road thing is taking longer than 1 day, so we're actually gaining money as we're building the road decently enough that we're not seeing a negative impact on our money. And I think we're good to go on hiring more builders. 1, 2... 3. 4, 5, 6. Not higher. I went to do shift planning. So now we should be able to add 2 more to each thing. So now we have 4 people per hour building once the next shift starts, which is going to be at 8 a.m. in 4 hours. Should see by 7:30 we have like 6 people working, or at least 4 people coming down while these 2 people are walking away. But assuming that we build things a little bit quicker. Here comes the other people. Doing the usual top to bottom, left to right system. So they skipped over this part that the other people were started on. Okay, now we haven't gotten any errors saying that we need more parking. But let's see what happens when I start adding it in. Now, up on this portion, we didn't put any parking up here because that's where our main building is. Down here, we are. And it looks like people are using it, so it does benefit them. And then let's build this road out quite a bit. This is like a main cut-through road, which I think will cut around through here and be a plus sign. So if I pause and just go like that, that'll remind me later on that's how I want it. Because remember, this is going to be a ring road, and then we'll have a cut through, and then multiple parking spaces. I'm gonna look at our stores and see if they would benefit from being 24 hours. It looks like they all just fluctuate occasionally. Everyone's making profit except for this store, the news agent. Alright. They're getting a lot more of the parking done. It looks like more people are migrating over to here, which I guess would be closer to these stores, so that kind of makes sense. Looks like we don't have self-checkout over here. Let's put you in there. I'm going to put some over here. Oops, we don't have enough money. Never mind. So now is when we actually start going into a negative. So hopefully each day we can make a little bit more. And by making a little bit more, I mean we'll be able to make more money, so we can offset it a little bit. Looks like to start next day, we are at almost 7,000. We're going to quickly go through that with building the rest of these roads. That's not going to last us very long at all. Surprised they didn't finish these. They're taking quite a bit of time to build this in. We do have enough parking right now that we would be able to hold the 500 people. And it looks like our max amount of customers we've had at once was 433 people. So I guess we just need that fourth entrance in order to get us enough. There is an Armadillo, not Armadillo, Armaldo in chat. If anyone wants a fossil Pokemon. And everyone's complaining about not enough registers. There was rats somewhere. It seems like they took care of the rats. Unless it's over here. But his trash bag is. They're almost done the parking lot. Looks like the next set of people just started coming in. You're really gonna skip over these? They'd be a lot quicker if they all stayed together. This guy's almost done over there, so he'll join that person. And they're a tiny bit quicker, and then they all leave. This person's doing all that by himself, and then these three people are over here, and they skipped the corner. Why? Okay, but we now get to see how far negative we are. Isn't the worst we've been in the past 10 days, I think this is? 180. So we've gone down negative a few times. This was the worst that we went, though. Let's see, should we do 24 hour for all of our stores? It would mean that we keep gaining money. It's just less people come in later at night. It's not that they don't come in. There's just less people to come in. Let's do it. Let's go through all of our stores and start making them 24-hour. Oh, I didn't mean to change your shift time yet. I meant to go here. Then we need one cashier, one stock clerk. Actually, we're going to do 2 stock clerks, so that we have 1 per hour. Main store would already do it. Grocery store would probably not. No, we want 2 cashiers. 1 stock clerk? 2 stock clerks. This way there's 3 people. Registers, 1 person stocking. Why does it dip down here? Oh, we're missing one cashier. There we go. So that's all the registers filled, which we probably don't need. We'll deal with it later. Bowling alley. You're already doing it 24/7. Clothing store is not. 1 cashier. Not that. 1, 2 stock clerks. Planning. There we go. Bring this to 24-hour. Liquor store. Same thing here. And I think we're at the point where we don't have to worry about who we hire. You there, you here, you here, you here, here, and here. Make you 24/7. Bakery. We only need 1 register. So we'll do the same here. 1 cashier, 2 stock clerks. Make you 100%. There's your shift. Butcher shop. 1 cashier, 2 stock clerks. 24/7. Bookstore. Oops, don't know what I just did there. To there. Bring you to the correct times. (24/7). News agent. Bring you to the correct times. Electronics store. We have 2 cashiers, 2 stock clerks. So we will do 4 stock clerks just in case. so that we always have 2 people here at once. Now we could, at this point, offset them a little bit, so that there's always 4 people. So it'd be like this, I think. No, because that's offset and there's always 4 at that point. No, there isn't. That's 2 at each time. But it's also the same as just doing this. Either way, it's still 2 people. They still leave. I mean, there would be always 1 person here. They wouldn't be 2 people leaving at once. So there wouldn't be that, like, slight buffer. I think we're fine. So you, 24/7. Video game store, you too. No, we already have 1 for each hour. So that means you're already 24/7. Fish shop, on the other hand, is not. Now, for some reason, it has 2 stock clerks. Not sure if I did that on purpose. I don't remember. But now, it has 1 every hour. Okay. Everything is open longer, so it should make more money. But who knows if it actually does. Now, I don't really know what I want to do in this little section here. Kind of want to just put 1 building here. Maybe we do the cafe and the fine dining restaurant over here. That would be a cool idea to do. We're still negative 12,000, so we need to wait another day, maybe 2 days. So in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave this game running while I'm taking a break. I'm going to go use the restroom, check on the laundry, which is probably 100% done now. And I will be right back. Let's go into beer back scene, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. We must have just went over to the next day when I came into the room. So, Raiders? That was perfect timing. We just came back from a break. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Regis. How was the rest of your Star Wars game? I should probably also say that I'm rating into myself. Since now I have my own stream opened. Ooh, there's a grammar in chat. Look at that. Gen 1 Pokemon right as Regis comes in. Let's see if I catch it. Raiders. In case you don't know who I am Coded.
Galvatron.
I hope to raid in before you got back. Oh no. You're a few seconds too late. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Coded. On this channel we play a variety of games. We are doing a Twitch Plays Along series called Still in the Space, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 4 hours, usually. So we have about another hour before we decide on if we're going to stay longer or not. This is also Tori right next to me, staring at me, looking for treats and attention. And pretty much our Still in the Space story is that we're playing a selection of games in an order that makes it seem like mankind's evolution. Right now we're working on the last side story for our modern time, where we're making an outdoor mall. So it's not a traditional mall where you go inside a building and every store is within a hallway, let's say. This is all, everyone accesses it from the outside, which is why this pathway here is dark, because it's outside and it has no lights. So what we just did was build up this parking lot, and we went into a negative amount of money because we were spending too much first, and we just got up to a positive while taking a break. So you guys came back at a perfect time, or raided in at a perfect time, because we can now actually start building things again. What we're going to do is a little cafe place here, and then a little restaurant over here, and we're going to have a path going up through this little area here where they're going. We are also close to when we're going to switch games, so it's not going to switch games this stream. But I haven't decided on if we're going to go to our next part of this side story, or if we're going to stay here at this game for one more stream. I think we're probably going to switch, because I don't know how many more specialty stores we can do. Which, a specialty store is something that sells 50% of a specific thing. For the grocery store, we needed 50% of food. For something like the bakery, we needed 50% of fresh bread, which we have 60%, so as long as you're above 50, you're good. We did the same thing for electronics and appliances, which actually everything in this store is considered electronics and appliance, so we don't actually have to look at that. But for something like the video game store down here, every one of these is video games, and these are video game consoles. If we had more consoles than video games, it wouldn't be a video game store for some reason. It had to be 50% video games, specifically. We also have a bookstore with comics. And a little bowling alley, which we finished up at the beginning of the stream. So, before I forget, for Regis and Raiders, feel free to lurk. Make sure to get up and stretch. Get something to eat, get something to drink. Hide the dead body. Oh wait, no, you did Star Wars, not Hitman. Hide your lightsabers. Have you got any Switch 2? You know, we're in the United States, so we still have the tariffs. We're still working the tariffs out. Anyway. Down here we have a bunch of errors. Everything that's red is something I'm just gonna ignore and hope it goes away. Don't have to worry about that. This icon means that one of the stores doesn't have enough registers, which I'm pretty sure it's this store right here. Look at how many people are in the registers. So they would probably be better off micromanaged. Because if we take a look at the store itself, that's the grocery store, which is right here. If we go into staff, this graph down here is when the most amount of people come in. So if we had like an extra person in this time frame, these wouldn't be too bad. But since we have a constant 3 people here all at once, they pretty much don't know where to go for that extra little bit. Tariff DLC. So we might benefit from having not 3 people here all at once and making one come in roughly at noon and leaving around what I'm going to assume is 2100. Welcome in, Slig. First time chat. I am surprised that is the first time. I could have sworn you were here before. Welcome in. I'm glad to see you're here. Glad to see another familiar face. So that these icons go away, let's actually micromanage the store a little bit. If we go into shift planning, we still get the graph here. And what I want is to pretty much keep the same amount of yellow colors here, but move them around so this yellow line goes up around this portion. So if we move this over 1 and move this person in 1, that puts them here because this is the point where there is 4 people. It goes to the start of the hour. It's not the entire hour, it's whenever they start. So we want to bring this in, I guess, to the middle. But now that means they're going to peak at 5 people needed. So maybe go out a little bit. And fire 2 people. I think we need to start first by not having 3 people at all times. So I think we're going to fire 2 of the worst cashiers that we have, which if you look at each person by clicking on them, the bars down here is what they're good at. So if it's green, obviously they're the best at it. If it's yellow, it's in between good and bad. It's your first time? Well, welcome in. So let's see. This is a red person, so we kind of want to get rid of them. You're green. You're not getting rid of. Oh, the people that have been here for the longest are better at being a cashier. That's why. I noticed that some people were getting $20 per hour and others weren't. I didn't even know you and Riga streamed until Will told me. Really? Then maybe I'm mixing up you with somebody else just off of the color of your name. I do that quite often. Anyway. Slick, we need more cherries. Are you guys talking about Vintage Story? Okay, so let's get rid of this person, because they're not green. And let's find another person. We should just fire these 2 people here. They're probably the people that we just added, which is funny to think about. So if we move these around, we're going to have 2 people per hour, and we want to make it so that there's 3 at this point of time. So if we move these around, there's 3 people here, 3 people here. We kind of want this portion move to the right 4. If we move everyone over 4 places, we should be pushing the graph over. So now it looks a little bit more like the graph. This should do more, and it means that we max out having cashiers that match the same amount of registers that we have. So there may still be a point in time where there's too many people wanting the registers, but we should do better now. So that, I'm going to get rid of all these, and we'll see where the next one comes up of. You are the bookstore, which only has 1 person, so this is an easy fix. Bookstore here. We can just add 3 more people. Now we're at the point where we don't really have to worry about hiring people that are good. They're kind of all doing roughly the same things. I haven't really noticed a difference in them doing better. Okay, so we can get rid of the bookstore. This is the drugstore, which I'm guessing only has 1 person. Yeah, there's 3 cashiers, so we're going to hire 3 more. We've gone back and forth between having 2 cashiers at all time for this store and only having 1 cashier at all times. Because sometimes this makes quite a bit of money, which if you look at the profit margin at the very bottom in the green, tells you how much you're gaining. So I'm making 12%. And there will be times where it goes down to like negative 50%. So everything fluctuates. This clothing store is making probably the most. It's making more than our main store, which sells 5 of everything. Our bowling alley occasionally makes money. It doesn't really make money at all times. The grocery store will make money now that we micromanaged it. Let's get rid of drugstore. Liquor store, it's right here. You probably don't have 2 people at all times. And you don't have 2 people at all times because you were just recently changed to being 24 hours. The liquor store was a 16-hour store that was night shift. So we'll do that. What's the next store? Grocery store. 15 people were not able to buy stuff. We'll ignore that. Alright. So, we close out of this. We're gonna ignore everything. What do they want the most here? See, coffee shop, movie theater. If you're looking at the very bottom of this black graph, it says non-retail business. That's what I'm looking at. Most of these say movie theaters, except for the very first one, and you are a grocery store yet again. Let's take a look at this for a little bit. It looks like it's doing all right. I think there's just point in times where it peaks for a little bit, but they're doing okay. We could also do a thing with it. Where is it? Grocery store is right here. We take a look at the planning. If we make sure that there's always 2 people at the normal graph, like doubling them up like this, we could hire a third person, or multiple third persons, that come in for only 4 hours, so they're a smaller shift, and we could just space them out a little bit better. I would rather have 3 people come in for the span of 12 hours, working 4 hours, rather than having 2 people come in for the span of 12 hours, working 6 hours, because they would either want more money, or they would get angry and fed up more, like their happiness bar here would go down if they're more than 8 hours. Default is 8 hours. So I think that's what we're going to do so that we can have someone here 12 hours long. If we bring these back to being doubled up, we will hire 3 more people. Go back into the planning. And if we grab you, bring you here. No, you want to go here. No, I had it right the first time. Kind of want them like this. You would be right here. This one would be way over here. So it looks a little weird, but what we're going to do now is cut these in half. Just like that. Now, I didn't put them in the right spot. So they're going to move over a little bit. And now that I have them like this, I kind of want them all down here. And our graph looks a little different all of a sudden. Oh, because the yellow line's not straight through the center. Okay, let's offset. Let's work this out for a little. Bring these all back up to 8 hours. Let's offset them all like this, and then we'll only focus on the middle section here. If I bring you here, there's only ever 3 people. If I cut you down to 4 hours, bring you over here, cut you down to 4 hours. Bring you over and cut you down to 4 hours. Not sure why there's a 4 here. Oh, it's 4 total. It also counts the stock clerks. So we actually want these guys. Like this? Or do we want them working 5 hours? That looks better. Covers more of it. I'm kind of going off of what the middle of the graph is, not this little peak down here. I'm not worried about that. I'm liking this graph more now. There's a Dunsparce in chat if anyone wants a Gen 2 weird looking Pokemon. Let's see if this micromanage does better. Oh, I need to update the schedule on there. So, for those that don't know, I'm a school bus driver for work. And our last public school day was this past Thursday, 2 days ago. So that means I no longer have a work shift in the afternoon, which means that both Monday and Wednesday are going to be longer. So we're going to be streaming for a minimum of 4 hours until next school year starts. Now, for the next week, I do still have work first thing in the morning. So I'll be waking up like nothing ever changed. But I'll be able to come home before we start streaming like I usually do, and then stream past the time that I would have to leave and go to work. So, the schedules are all going to be set to the same as today. And that's going to work for about 3 months. Maybe 3 months and a week. But anyway, let's get rid of this, because that's for the grocery store. I want to see it pop up again if it doesn't work out better. And what we're going to do is our restaurant here, or a cafe. Now, I have been keeping the buildings 2 tiles away from the road. Like, right here is red. I know there's a line here, but there's 2 squares. So what we want to do is find out where 2 squares away from this is, which would be there, and 2 squares away from here. Or I guess it would be 3. So this is our corner. Get rid of that. And I don't exactly know what we need for a coffee shop, so we're gonna just do a square for now. Do we want a 15 or 16? I feel like if we do 16, the buildings would work out better because they're all even numbers. And then we can put a small little storage shed back here. And I want wall here. Then I want to do staff door, double door somewhere in the middle. It might move, it might not. This is going to be our cafe now. We're going to need to assign this to be storage. And then we need to find cafe. There it is. A coffee shop. I thought it was called a cafe, but it's specifically coffee. Put that there. We go into manage, we find coffee shop all the way at the bottom. First we want to do this. Name this to being coffee shop storage. And then this we're going to do... Sorry. She just sprayed a bunch of water all over me. She's been dipping her paw in her water bowl, licking her paw, and then deciding to drink afterwards. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, link storage to that. We don't need numbers here. And then this needs a cashier, stock clerk, and a waiter. So I'm guessing it needs specific things. Now, usually for food-related stuff, it's an order counter. Oops, didn't mean to put that there. So we'll put 3 in temporarily, and then I need to look for cafe stuff. Coffee shop counter. Is this what makes the coffee, or where they buy the coffee? I'm not seeing anything else that they need. Because this is fast food stuff. This is bar stuff. Coffee shop counter is definitely different than order counter, so maybe we do need these. Which way does that have to be rotated? Oh, it just gets placed the same way. And I, for some reason, can't place them. Oh, I don't have $2,000. Okay, we have to wait a little bit longer. That makes sense. So what I'm thinking that we're going to do is... This is pretty much going to be all chairs. Not this area, because that's where the queues are, but pretty much all of this is going to be chairs. I think we should add a couple walls here. Not right there, though. And I now do not have any money. And we are making not very much money. You can see our gross profit is pretty high. Our debt doesn't really affect us too much. I was gonna say benefit, but that's not what I meant to say. We're just waiting for the next day when we get our lump sum of our net profit. Okay, we have some money. We can start building again. Let's put a wall here with a staff-only door. There. Then we want the counters. Here and here, and then cafe tables. Which I don't have enough money for, but what I'm going to do is something like this. Now we could double them up. So that there'd be a table here and a table here. Or we could do the big tables, which seat 2 people. I think it would look better with the coffee tables. Cafe tables, I mean. And if we make this building go back one more, we could fit in another table. And we could also fit another one of these counters sideways here. So they still have space in this spot. Now what we can do momentarily is get cashiers. Stock clerks. We're not going to do waiters just yet. Because we don't have any tables, so where they're going to waiter to. There. You are already 24 hour. They can come in here and already start working on this stuff and selling things. Oh, they also have donuts. Look at that. I think I am going to extend this entire room, or this entire building back one. There's rats over here at our main store because for some reason this is the most dirty area that we have. It's like the janitors just never come over here. Okay, we have a positive 6,000. So let's build these back one more. Don't get rid of that tile. That there. Then we want to get rid of these. And put them like this. And I don't have enough money. I do have enough to do this. Move the storage back a little bit. And then we have to wait for the next day, again, for a little bit of money so we can place more stuff in. They should be fine having just one thing here. I mean, the stock clerk comes in and puts the stuff in there. And then it just slowly loses stuff over time. We might actually just do well with having just one. But I think we should do 2 or 3, I mean. Alright, we're about to make a profit of roughly 12,000. Oh, only 10. I was off a little bit. And that 10 will go into doing these. And then, of course, the cafe tables, which we are going to pause. Because if we pause, it doesn't take our money. until after we build it. Alright, so now we could do waiters. Or we could just make them come up here and get their stuff. We don't have a lot of people in here, so I don't think we need a waiter. But it's also not our peak time. Now, who is having an issue? The grocery store is just consistently having issues. What's the graph look like now? The graph looks almost exactly how we have ours. It just may want an extra person here and here. What if we add in another self-checkout facing the other way? I don't think we have enough money for a self-checkout. I think they're 10,000. They are 10,000. We'd have to wait until the next day at least. And now who's annoyed? The clothing store. How many people work at the clothing store? Only one cashier per hour. We might as well go up to 2. I mean, it could hurt, because we won't make as much money going off of just a... I'm forgetting what they're called. Us paying our employees may cut into it a little bit better. Whoa, that's 80%. Wow. That's a minus 114. That store's never gonna make a profit, I don't think. This is making a decent profit, though. That's cool. For something that just got placed in, make that much money, that's good. So the grocery store is always gonna be there. I am going to delete everything but the last one, because that's the newest icon. You want media store, pharmacy, and movie theater. Those are 3 things that have been always there, and just occasionally change every so often. So, what I'm thinking about is what we're going to do next. Now, I did say we're going to make a restaurant right here. I think we'll still do that. But I kind of want to make the arcade game so that we can go into the next side story game. So let's just do some aesthetic things for right now. We're going to do these paths. We're using the black tile as mostly a sidewalk. Whether or not they use it from their car, I have no idea. And then we have the red icon. The red brick, I mean. Then we have the black brick, 3 tiles wide. More red brick. And then black tile again. Now I am glad to see that they use the tiles, kind of avoiding their pathing. They don't all do it. Some of them do. Now something else we could do is add in a small restroom right here to the cafe, which I think would benefit from people eating, not eating, for people drinking coffee. We'll do a little bathroom like this. Put a door on it. Urinals on this side. Not urinal. Sinks is what I meant to click. And then we need to assign this as a restroom. That's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Rename that, even though it doesn't really matter. They'll still go in here if they're in a different store. And as you can see, they're mostly using the same path, but they are cutting from here because they're far away from it. So it might benefit having our sidewalk path coming down this way. Which we actually should do because we have paths out here. I'll just make it a little bit look a little better. But they are still doing diagonal cuts for some reason. I guess they're just doing whatever's quickest. So what should we do next? I think we should work on moving the road. No, that's going to be something off stream. At the end of the stream, I'm going to wait until we have like $10,000 and then I'm going to place in all the roads. And when we're not streaming, I will gain back our money. Hopefully we don't go to negative $100,000 or else we lose the game. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. I just don't want to make you guys wait for all these roads to be built in. I think we're gonna put in an arcade machine room here. Now, I think there is like a rest room. Not this kind of restroom. Ticket lobby is for the movie theater, and then these are the actual rooms. It's not that. We don't need an office anymore because we finished our research. I guess I don't have what I'm thinking of. So what we're going to build is just a building that has arcade machines in it. It's not actually a room. So I'm going to place this right here. And what I'm going to do is get rid of this. That's going to make the room a little bit weird. So this should be 10 by 10. Yep. And that was only walls. I meant to do foundations. And then we will put a door right there. Let's go find our arcade machines. Here they are. So right at the entrance, we want our ATMs. Arcade cabinets on this side. Which we don't have enough money for. So when we get to the next day, I'm going to pause while we have money. Because we can place each thing in as long as we have the money for it. And then only after they build it does it take the money from our bank account. And we didn't make enough yesterday, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. We only made a profit of almost $2,000. There is things coming up here, so there's Christmas season, major game release, Valentine's Day after that. I can't see what this flower one is because it can't scroll down. Actually, if I click on this... Oh, can't click on it. No, you were complaining. You were complaining. Can't do anything about the bakery. Can do something about the video game store. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Planning. Let's get you brought over. Now, hopefully you guys don't hear this, but I'm turning on the air conditioner. It's getting pretty hot in here. Seeing how I have the light and the sun beating on me. Okay. Now we officially have 500 customers on site, which means we just got an extra $30,000. The fast food is having an issue. So let's add... I don't think we can hear it. Oh, the air conditioner. I was confused for a second. Alright, let's go to fast food, and... Cashier. Shift planning. We're gonna have 4 people here at all times. The next thing I'm gonna do is cook. I think we're gonna need more cooks. With 4 people here at all times, I don't think we will be able to keep up. Although it looks like we are. That could be just a deceiving look. But anyway, get rid of all these. Because we worked on the stuff that we could do. We have arcade machine, or cabinet. Do rows like that. We'll have pinball machine. And then... vending machines? I guess? Okay, this sets up the next game because the games that we're selling in this room are going to be games that we're creating in our other game. Now we have 6 different stores that are having issues. Video game store, which we just affected. So that means the next shift is when they're going to be coming in at midnight. We can ignore that. The main store... this has a lot of people. How many registers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 registers. And we have a total of 6 people at once. No, that's Stockworks. We have 7 here. We could hire 6 more cashiers. Not hire. And then make sure that there's 9 at all times. So we just need to go over 2 here. Over 4 here. And then, again, at midnight, they should come over. Let's get rid of video game main store. Electronics store. Do you have 2 people at once? No, you do not. Now you do. We can get rid of that. Grocery store, can't do anything with. Fast food restaurant, we just changed, so it probably didn't affect it yet. The new sand finally had an issue with customers, but we can't do anything about it. And main store said that it didn't have any products. Customers are leaving without buying anything because some products are out of stock. Okay. And then we had some trash issues, which means we need more janitors. So that's 2 more janitors per hour. That's done. Now we are in the negative. I don't know how... oh, because of all the machines that we've placed in. Alright, get rid of that. This is saying that in 5 days, everyone is going to want $15 per hour. And we're just going to okay with it because we're getting bigger, we're making more of a profit. I'm not greedy American CEO company. Make all the money's pocket everything, don't pay your customers or your employees. We still have a rat problem, but that's due to our janitors. So at 8 o'clock, when the next shift of people starts, we should have all the janitors we just set up coming in. It also doesn't help that they're far away from all the stores. Decent walk to get where they need to go. You are a grocery store. Still having issues here. Oh, we needed to put in another self-checkout. I forgot about that. We could probably place in 2. One right here, facing in this queue. And then one up here. Probably facing here. Or we could do 2, facing each other in that small area. We would need 30,000 for that, though. Drugstore, you do not have the amount of people you need. But you're queued up for having 2 people per register. I don't know why there's only 1 person. It may be due to the pandemic that's going on. So we'll ignore it for a little bit. Fish shop, can't do anything about. Fast food, we have 4 people. Yeah, we have 4 people assigned to it. They're just not here because of pandemic issues. Main store, can't do anything about because we just fixed it up. Liquor store, 2 people. Bakery, we only have 1 person, can't do anything about it. And then rats are always this one trash bag keeps getting rats. Because they're not taking the trash bags out quick enough. Which is why we got all those janitors. We were looking at this store. Now we do have enough for placing in the self-checkout. Now we're going to go into another negative amount of money. But it should be for our benefit. We're going to be negative 13. Pretty much negative 13. So it'll be another day or 2 before we get a positive amount of money. But with these put in, it should mean that we no longer have this button there. Now we can, for the drugstore, put in another register here. Another self-checkout. It might be worth doing. We're back up to making 14,000 per day. Our profit fluctuates drastically. Is this another thing for the... No, this is video game store. We're gonna want self-checkout for the video game store. The other places can't really do anything about. We could add another register to... Where's the cursor? There it is. We could add another register to here. There's space for 1 more. Not sure why we didn't put 3 in. So no, we'll ignore it. Where is the one for main store? We can get rid of you. Get rid of you. That's the main store. Liquor store, bakery. Okay, then it's the video game store and this store. No, the drugstore. I was looking at the wrong one. We're almost at a positive amount of money. Alright. So I'm debating on what we're going to do. Now, we are close to the 4-hour time frame. So maybe we set up the end of the stream instead of building in our fine dining restaurant. We'll save that for when we come back after we do all the other stuff in the other games. We're going to be going into Software Inc. and creating 6 games in Software Inc. Which is probably going to take some time because I haven't played in a while, so we might not do well the first time we play it. And then we'll have to come back to it. Now, I am looking at these registers here. And it seems like people are coming over here and paying for their food. Or they could have been just looking at this. The customers definitely go on the other side from the person that's there. Alright. You aren't new. You are not new. Anything after yellow is new. We just need to add no self-checkout. Two self-checkouts is the equivalent of 1 register. It just holds less, or takes up less space. We're in the next day, so that means we have a positive $69. Nice. They really want movie theater. Maybe we should make a movie theater next instead of a, fine dining restaurant. We'll connect the road up here. And then, since it doesn't require a store, storage. We'll put, so the road goes up here, to the left of the street. We'll put a movie theater right here in this large area. We'll put multiple rooms. Try to make it look good. So let's put that in our notes. Let me get Discord open again so I can put it in do list. If I could stop getting the promoted things, that'd be nice. Alright, movie theater. Fine dining. Bar. And then pretty much whatever else they ask in the meantime while we're building that up. Now we could expand this a little bit further, bring it all the way down to here. Just because all of our bowling alleys, or all of our lanes are usually full. We have a positive 9,000. That's not enough to get the registers, so we'll wait another day. And you're a noob, but you're fine. I can ignore you. Drugstore. We just need to get $10,000. Now, our bank does go down over time during the day if we spend more. So, like, if we're spending on fees or buying items from the delivery trucks, I think that's what makes our money go down during the day. We only gain money at the start of the next day. And one of my earbuds just died. This store looks like it's doing fine now. If anything, we could probably put in a couple more self-checkouts. Just to help with the backlog. So I think what we're going to do is put in the self-checkouts, expand this, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Which, if I look at this, how large is this area? 16, it's an even number. So this will perfectly fit in lanes, instead of it being like one tile off. That'll be good. It's gonna take us quite a while to do that. Cafe shop. Still making enough. This is for our workers, so now they're all going to be getting paid $15 per hour. Or be aware of that. Should you choose to lobby against the raise? That's what approves to. Okay, so you can fight this, make your people not get paid more, but then the next time they want to vote for a raise will come quicker, and it will be higher. What's this one? Major smartphone release. And major album release, and Mother's Day again after that. So tomorrow there's a smartphone thing. Now we do have enough for the self-checkouts, so let's put them in before we are less than 10,000. I want one more in here, and we want some in a video game store, right? Oh, that's going to take too much of our... No, it's not. It's only going to take one queue block. So that should help us overall. That's another 30,000, so we're going to be below 2,000 again. Or 20,000, I mean. What I should have did is kept it paused and put the bowling alley in. Just the foundations for it, instead of having to wait. What can we do while we wait? Does it cost us money to put trees in? It does, wow. $500 for a tree. A lounge is what I wanted to make. That's the room. I wanted to make this a lounge. There is no lounge room. Okay. Plants type D. Fairly small. Are they only like 2 blocks long? They are. Cute little thing. Does seem like they're enjoying our temporary arcade games. We're not at a negative 20,000. I thought we were lower than that before. We only got almost 2,000 yesterday? Wow. I guess because of our salaries. Oh, I can take this headphone out because it died, I forgot. No point in keeping it in. Means that my other headphone's probably going to die soon. Now, I want to know if we get rid of these, do they come back? It's the beginning of the day. It'll probably be the best time for us to see. I'm surprised that no issues are popping up for us to micromanage just yet. So, in my past experiences with having all these different entrances of cars coming in, all 4 of them, I've never been able to manage the traffic well enough for them not to get backed up. And I think that's partially down to the fact that I would put bus stops in. And the buses may have brought in most of the traffic. Now we do have a thing saying that if we get 1,000 people here all at once, we can get $40,000. That'll be a far away thing though. We're at a negative 11,000. I'm hoping the next day we get the 14,000 because we went from 2,000 to 8,000. I think we're on the incline where everyone's coming in for special holidays and such. We've almost paid off half of our loan. That reminds me, can't I get like a second loan? I can get a second loan, look at that. It would be a total of 100,000. But then we would be paying 2 loans at once. Do I do it so we can progress a little bit quicker, or do I not? And you are having customers leave because you don't have enough registers, so maybe we need another self-checkout in here. People are leaving the bakery. We can't do anything about the bakery, it's too small. And you apparently didn't have stock? Or ignore that. We're at a negative 12,000, so we're gonna get close to being breaking even. Alright. So what I'm thinking is that this is taking too long for us to get to a positive amount of money. Just by the fact that it fluctuates our income every so often due to different seasons and such. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to raid out. And before we do that, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do off screen. So I'm going to make this ring road continue around as one long rectangle. It's going to connect into this road, and it's going to bring it up around the outside. Then I'm also going to make a cut-through road that cuts down the center and also horizontal, so that there's 4 quadrants. And that's all I'm going to do off-screen, building the roads, and then make sure we're in a positive when we stream this again next. I'm not going to build in the bowling alley, but that is part of our notes. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 AM to 12:30 PM EST, and on Saturdays from 10 AM to 2 PM EST.